Greetings, my sports to the bone people. So the Super 50 is finished, and the Trinidad and Tobago Red Force, they secured the title. So it is time to talk about their captain and leading run scorer for the tournament, the man that was crowned the best batsman for the 2023 Super 50, Darren Bravo. Talks are going on all over social media whether or not he should be recalled. I have here in front of me an article from Sportsmax. Gonna go through it a little bit, and we're gonna talk a little bit about Darren Bravo. Also gonna be taking a look at the Australian senior pacer Mitchell Starc, who recently indicated that he would give up white ball cricket, all of white ball cricket, before he gives up test cricket. Very, very weird. It's the opposite that players are doing these days. They are giving up test cricket and trying to hold on to the white ball format. So we're going to talk about it a little bit. Just give a listening ear until the end, and let me know what you all think in the comment section. So once again, congratulations to the Trinidad and Tobago Red Force for lifting the title. We already did a video talking about that. So we're going to be talking about Darren Bravo. Just as how last year, I think it was the last Super 50, Alec Arthanes, if I'm not mistaken, was the man, and we spoke about him. So Darren Bravo finished off the tournament with an average of 83.20. Had 103 50s. 103 50s, right? 83.20 average. Last year, he made 240 runs at an average of 48, right? This year is 416, so he has done good work. Last year he got his team to the final, but as we know, the Scorpions were able to beat them in the final. This year they went all the way. So the question now is, should CWI selectors recall Darren Bravo to the West Indies ODI team? That is the plain question. Should the CWI selectors recall Darren Bravo to the West Indies ODI team? The comment section is open. You can go in the comment section and give your thoughts on that. I am going to give my thoughts. Now, at the age of 34, on Facebook, I swear quite a few people are saying that, he's only scoring runs in the region. Whenever he goes up to the West Indies team, he's not doing anything. But these are the same people that will tell you that other players that are incapable of scoring runs at the regional level, not only talking about young players, because obviously the West Indies selectors should try with young players, but obviously not all the young players are going to get in at the same time, so senior players are going to be needed. So these are the same people that would tell you that other players that are not able to score the runs should be selected. I have always said this, just as I say for the youngsters, if you are good enough, you are old enough. That's what I say for the youngsters. If you are 17, 18, 19, once you are good enough, you are old enough. Give them a game. Now, I am not going to sit here and say that Darren Bravo at the age of 34 is the savior of West Indies cricket. What I am going to say is, based on what the selectors have there as their criteria for selection, you can't overlook him. You have to select him. Right? I know that we have been there. And last year, in all honesty, right, he wasn't the worst in the world. He didn't get back a looking because he finished off the tournament poorly, right? At the age of 34, he's not going to save West Indies cricket. He's not going to turn out to be the player that we were hoping for. But if he put together a season like that last year, and then put together a season like this year, then the same logics that would have dictated that Raston Chase, who had 2 good T20 CPL, should have gotten got an opportunity to go to the World Cup. The same logics will have to dictate that this man needs to get back an opportunity in the ODI squad. It might sound foolish and it might sound like we're going back over and over the same thing. But at the same time, this man was head and shoulders above everybody else in this. Well, I don't know if I should say head and shoulders, because we had a couple of people that did okay. But Bravo was above them. So if we are the ones that complain that selectors don't select the players when they perform, why would we then look at the people when they perform and say they should not be selected? Don't get me wrong, This man is not going to save West Indies cricket. He's not going to come and give you a good 7, 8 years. That's not going to happen. Hell, he might as go up and he might get a recall and don't do anything at all. But what? He would have earned the opportunity to go back into the mix. I'm not saying that we throw away the Alec Arthanes. I'm not saying that we throw away the Kurt McKenzie. I'm not saying we throw away the Casey Carty. All these guys that we have been working with. I'm not saying that. But what we need to understand is, if we have a tournament that we say this is what we use to build our cricket or to select our team, if we turn a blind eye to people that perform, the other players not going to take it serious. This is my opinion. You understand? If we should go and say, yo, we not select Bravo, we not select none of them old man that we can make runs, we're not doing that. What are we going to say then? We're telling the other players that, listen, it no matter if you score runs, you're not going to be selected. And then people are going to start leaving regional cricket, Super 50. People going to start leaving and just traveling all over and just playing some club cricket and some different cricket in the US and all of them sort of things. And then the structure of West Indies cricket, if you think it is bad, just look what would happen if people that is clearly performing cannot get a look in. Just look what would happen. People going to start leave and go to the United States to play and get $300 per game or $250 or whatever it is that they get per game and play a good 3-4 games for the week. People going to do that. You understand? If they can look and see that man performing, it's the same thing they were doing to Alec Arthanes before they brought him in. And we were saying that he's young, he's performing, so why not give him the opportunity? So when you see a man like this, you have to give him a chance and know that he has been there and he didn't set he performed. Well, when he just started out, he was doing his thing. Then he fought, he fell out of favor, went back in, and I think he got a century even. I think it was last year or year before last against Sri Lanka, right? And we as I said, the last set of Super 50, I think it was the last set. It tailed off for him. He didn't finish off too good, so selectors had to turn a blind eye on it. So my question is, how are we going to select the teams? For the people that are saying that he should not be selected because he has gotten his opportunity and he's old and he's not going to work, how should we select the team then? If we're not going to select team based on performance, how should we select the team? I have said it before, you're going to have some players out there that you're going to just bring them in. Just as how they brought in Jaden Seals from the under-19, there are going to be a few players that you're going to bring them in even if they don't have the best Super 50 or the best regional tournament. You're going to bring them in based on talent and give them the opportunity. Give them an opportunity and work with them while they are there. But not everybody's going to get brought in like that. So what is going to happen to the rest of the space? Players that is performing, they have to give them an opportunity. Look at Fawad Alam. I mean, he's not performing extremely well now, but Fawad Alam was out of Pakistan cricket for, I think, 10 years. Test cricket, if I'm not mistaken. And then he came back and he had a very, very good tour. I think it was even against the West Indies that he had a good tour. You understand? So, we got to be careful. We have to be careful. I know that people have their own favorite players that they want to be selected even though they're not performing. I know that I watch enough cricket to know that Bravo is not going to save West Indies cricket. I watch enough cricket. I am not stupid. I watch enough cricket to know that he's not going to save West Indies cricket. But what I am saying, if you have the tournament and you're selecting the players from the tournament and the man is out there, the man is still capable of batting, the man is still moving. Obviously, you hear how much time I keep repeating it? I know you're going to have to look to the future, but you still have to select people from the tournament. You understand? And for the people that, this is really for the people that are saying that the man shouldn't be selected and you should overlook him. And these same people gonna tell you to overlook him, and then they are gonna tell you about a couple of other people that are like 3 or 4 years younger that is not even performing half, that is not even scoring half or quarter of the runs. If they were scoring probably half or a quarter of the runs, you could give and take and say that them are 26, 27, 28, whatever it is, and work with them. But some of them, they're not even scoring a quarter of the run. So even though they are young, all of them can't get in. Anyways, that is enough on the Bravo topic. Let me know what you all think in the comment section. Talking about international cricket, we see where the Australian pacer Mitchell Stark recently said that, listen, he's not planning on giving up test cricket right now. And before he goes and just throw in the towel where test cricket is concerned, I was actually reading it on the ESPN Cricket Info website. Before he goes and throw in the towel all out like that, he prefers to be finished with white ball, right? Before he gives up test cricket. That is what he's saying. Stark says, I'll drop off white ball cricket before I let go of test cricket. Right? So that is what he's saying. He's looking to continue as far as possible. So let me all know what you think, because we see where players are mostly doing that the other way. They are dropping test cricket to play white ball cricket. So let me know what you all think, if Stark is just trying to stick around in the good books of Australia, or he thinks that he's not going to be able to hold out much longer in white ball cricket. I still see him as one of the best. You know, he hasn't had the best tournament and thing, but I still see him as a very dangerous white ball bowler. So let me know what you all think in the comment section, my people. Big up on yourself.